All right, we're here at Sega of America's booth. We just checked out Aliens Colonial Marines, and I'm here with Mikey from Gearbox, who wrote the whole game as well as Borderlands 2, I believe, right?
I wrote a little bit. I wrote all of Borderlands 1. I wrote a little bit on Borderlands 2. Actually, Anthony Birch is the guy we hired to do the Borderlands 2 writing. He did a phenomenal job because I was busy over with Aliens Colonial Marines. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Now, when setting up the writing for Aliens Colonial Marines, what did you look to as far as like maybe inspiration or maybe just like making fact checking, as far as like, making things canon and everything? What did you look for in the films or maybe even the comics a bit?
Yeah, so you look pretty deep into canon when you go through that process. I mean, we've been working with 20th Century Fox, obviously, at Gearbox to make sure that we fit in snugly and there's no problems. And they've been super great to work with. As far as inspiration, I guess that might be a weird way to look at this, but I had a couple of things that occurred to me that were really important. They call it the rule of don't break it, like rule 1, don't break it. So insofar that I'll ask you a question and I'll see how you answer it.
All right.
What does a xenomorph eat?
They eat dog food.
Creative answer is wrong, but no, but it's the stuff like that where they clearly have some sustenance of some kind that keeps them going, but they never really answer that because there's a mystery to the alien. So it's stuff like that. Like if I came along and I was like, actually, it's carrots. It's carrots, Dave.
They're vegetarians. They just kill for fun.
I know your name is Matt, but I called you Dave because it was funny.
All right, cool.
Answer every question. Go, it's this, Dave. So yeah, it was another fun one is from Alien to Alien 3. What is the only character to survive from the beginning of the first movie to the end of the third movie?
From Alien to Alien 3? Well, it's not really Ripley because, spoiler alert, she dies at the end of 3. But you...
That's correct, Dave. No, it's Jonesy the cat.
True. True.
Weird.
I knew there was something weird there.
Yep.
Now, as far as some story that I've always been kind of personally wondered is, we know xenomorphs need to have they come from a host.
Yes.
And from the end of Aliens 2, pretty much the whole colony was cocooned and face-hugged. So where are all the aliens on LV-426 coming from in this game?
Well, that would be a pretty massive spoiler if I explain that. I will tell you that we definitely thought about it. I can answer your question in a slightly different way. You ever seen the movie Die Hard?
Yes.
Oh, good, because the interview was over. He said no. But in Die Hard, they accounted for every bullet in that movie. Like, it's fucking crazy the lengths they go to where he collects bullets off people and know exactly how many it is. They know exactly how many fires in every scene, how many everybody has to lead down to having 2 bullets left at the end of the movie when John McClane walks in. I bring that up because we had to do that math for, like, the number of enemies,
Yeah.
So, I can't. There's a lot going on, and I will say Weyland Yutani is definitely involved in what's happening on LV-426, but I'm not going to say too much more than that.
So it is addressed, though. It's not just kind of like, well, there's aliens there. We need to worry about where they came from.
Absolutely, yes.
Would playing the game Aliens Infestation help in any way, shape, or form for the story of this game?
No, I don't think so. It's a cool game, but yeah, that's not really canon. That was just for fun, so.
Okay, now, we've seen in the footage, like, the bull alien. I don't know what his proper term is. Crusher, thank you. And now, what struck me is that aliens sort of mimic the DNA of their hosts. So what did the Crusher come out of?
So this is where it pays to be me. I'm pretty sure I know more about the aliens canon than anyone on the planet, and that's not really...
Not this guy.
It's not a humble brag, but I'm going to correct you. There's actually open debate on that, depending on which school of thought you come from. Actually, Alien 3 committed most to the canon there, and a lot of people quote that as they're like, no, it comes from the host because it was a dog. They actually just reshot the dog. It actually came out of an ox in the original cut, and then it became a dog later, but they didn't change the rest of the stuff. That just, that to me doesn't lend credibility to that idea.
Okay.
There's debate open there for sure.
Right, because if you're really hardcore and you know about some of the deleted stuff from Alien 1 to Aliens, there's stuff in Alien 1 that would break continuity with Aliens.
Yeah, and none of that stuff counts as canon because it was removed. Because there's some really cool ideas, especially with what Ridley had originally. But yeah, it's interesting how they all have deleted scenes that sort of change the scope, but they're all kind of deleted for a reason. So.
Was there any connection between this and Prometheus?
Is there any connection between what we're doing and Prometheus? Yeah. That's a really good question for Ridley Scott.
All right.
They'll stab me if I talk about Prometheus.
Now, as far as I don't know how comfortable you are answering questions about development. As far as like gameplay.
I am a developer, so.
Right. We played the game, and we know it's coming February
12th,
2013, and we just wanted to know, like, is the build here is still very work in progress, right?
Of course, yeah.
Because some of our concerns were a little bit just like, frame rate kind of was a little bit fluctuated, and some of the controls are a little sluggish right now, but that's all going to be ironed out, like by 2013.
I mean, that's fairly normal, and we're doing stuff with the lighting in this game that nobody even has in any other game. Like, everything in there is real-time lighting, and some of the things that are a little harder and you hit them later in development is when you have too many lights or too many dynamic things going on. It's just it's a kind of a mathematical clusterfuck. And we dip a few times, but I mean, it's like, don't bring it, Like, no, we brought an awesome game. We're really proud of it. It's got a few hiccups because it doesn't come out until 2 days before Valentine's Day, actually. So if you have a girlfriend, I know just the gift. But
nothing says loving like a face full of alien wing wang.
What he said. No, I mean, there's a couple of little bugs here and there, but I think for the most part we have a great build here. So.
Right. It looks really impressive. Now, in previous Alien games, like AVP games, when you're playing as the alien, it was always like first person. They kind of try to do that mimic Alien 3's kind of like, bubble vision or whatever. I noticed with this game, you've actually decided to go third person with the alien, which I actually think is a good idea. What was the thought process there?
It was a lot easier to control. I mean, we had tested a bunch of different ways, obviously. But it was pretty clear quickly the third was the way to go. It's a lot less disorienting because you can walk on any surface. I'm sure you saw that kind of stuff. But yeah, the first time we started messing around with third person, we were like, wow, this is like Assassin's Creed. It's a Xeno. And then we're like, oh my God, I want to play that game. Like, it just works. It's super fun to play as Xenos.
Did you ever personally at any point in writing want to just say, screw all Alien movies past Aliens?
No, maybe a little. Like Alien 3 presents interesting canonical challenges because there's a lot that happens in that movie, and that was the cool thing about working with Fox is building into that canon. We actually found out that Alien 3 gave us a lot to use, not as much as we got from Aliens, obviously, but there's a lot of stuff that maybe the things people don't really realize about Alien 3, and I remember, I forget, it might have been Brian Martell or Randy, it was one of the two, or both of them, I don't actually remember, but he was talking about, when my script got in the first time, he's like, wow, you made Alien 3 better. And I was like, I'll take that.
That's a good compliment.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That had a very, very troubled production.
Yeah.
All right, so is there anything you can tell us about the Wii U version that's coming?
I'm probably not the best person to talk to about it. I can say that it's cool. But yeah, you're going to have to find somebody else to talk to about the Wii U stuff. It's not really my oeuvre.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us, chatting Aliens, and we're really looking forward to the game on February 12th.
February 12th.
And we'll be hopefully checking out a lot more now. And can we look forward to any later showings, maybe Comic-Con or any other game events?
We love Comic-Con. I'd love to be there. I actually don't even know off the top of my head. I think it would be a great fit there. If you want us to be at Comic-Con, you should you tweet us about it or something. I think we'd love to go to Comic-Con. That'd be awesome. Like, who better to talk canonical aliens with, comic guys, so.
All right, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you midnight Thursday in line for Prometheus, right?
Haha. Already saw it.
You didn't have to tell me that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, midnight Thursday, woo!